Welcome, you're watching Kaleidoscope Sri Lanka Live News Capsule. Welcome to Sri Lanka Live News Capsule. Here on the show, we've been keeping track of Sri Lanka's IMF commitments and whether we've been keeping our promises. As at end June, we had fulfilled 33 commitments but failed 8. But here's the thing, Sri Lanka's history points to a high risk of failure in reform implementation, and there are still glaring issues that we need to resolve. So, how do we prioritize? Chairman of MPower Capital, Jehaan Ismail, is in the studio today with some optimism. Jehaan, welcome to the show after a couple of years, I think.
Nice to be here, Savi.
Sri Lanka hasn't done too badly in implementing the IMF commitments in the last 2 months. However, now comes the hardest part, because what is the likelihood that Sri Lanka will stay on track given that those IMF commitments are now becoming challenging?
Savi, what I think is, because President Ranil Wickremesinghe has gone so far in doing so many different things and so many things happening at the same time. For example, on the fiscal side, we've started widening the tax nets. On the monetary side, obviously, we've seen inflation has been brought down inflation is down, the exchange rate has sort of stabilized. So you see things are happening. As we all know, the DDO and the DDR programs, the domestic debt optimization, etc., has started taking place. We got Suresh Shah and his group trying to do the SOE restructures and things like that. So lots of action is taking place. You can see that the president has also tried to engage all our foreign neighbors and other foreign, obviously, nations as well, because it's very important. We can't do this on our own. Sri Lanka needs all the help we can get. Because of that, this is not going to fall off the rails. This will go on. This is very different to any time that we have had in history.
What are the weakest areas in implementation?
The fiscal consolidation part, the raising of taxes, is still very weak. Although it's improved, it is weak, and that's going to take a long time to enforce because there is no tax discipline in the country yet. People don't think of tax as something which is a must. The second one is the social net, right? It's very easy for you and me to sit here and talk about macroeconomics, but what about the person on the street? I mean, prices are so high, we got persistently high inflation, so difficult to bring down. Although the numbers look good, that is relative numbers. The actual price of things, as you and I know, is through the roof. If that doesn't get sorted out, then what happens is, those are the people who are easily influenced when the next election comes. Then what they do is they're easily swayed, and they'll bring the same sort of people into power, and we have the same cycles going all over again. So that social net has to be really, there's got to be real concrete plans to help the less privileged people in the country. And also perhaps the image that Sri Lanka portrays to the world, because it's still, if you see a passport which is accepted only in about 48 countries, whereas it should be accepted to in 120 to 150 just for business travel, means that we are still, for want of a better word, a bit of a pariah nation when the world looks at us. So I think the president is doing some sort of a job to get that sorted out, but it's going to take, that's going to be a long haul as well.
Kaleidoscope is on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn, and of course, if you like our show, do subscribe and follow.
You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. Sri Lanka Life.